Sure. If you're a worker in Mexico or another country, you first meet with a recruiter who says, "I have a job in X city and it pays, this amount, and we'd like you to come." And it may be done above board. It may be an individual doing it. It may be a company, maybe a reputable company or not. And whether or not that job exists is sometimes an open question. And the problem is that there's no transparency about that recruitment chain, so workers can't verify whether or not that job actually exists. So on the employer side here in the US, first an employer has to go to the Labor Department, get what's called a labor certification to say that they have the need for the job. If that gets approved, then it moves on to the Department of Homeland Security, which they file a petition for a worker. And then if the worker is going to come from abroad, then they have to file for a visa, and the worker goes to a consulate to get the visa and then come to the United States. And so the recruitment chain that was mentioned is one of, if you speak to any farm worker, legal aid advocate, they'll tell you that the recruitment fees and abuses are really one of the biggest problems. And there was a proposal to do something about it that was decent in the 2013 Comprehensive Senate Immigration Bill. That was a long time ago now, but no major effort has really happened since then. If that answers your question.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, Gerardo?
I would add to that, there's so many aspects of what we are, doing in our context. The National Service of Employment, or SNE, it's a branch of the government with which we are working to basically clean up the channels of recruitment, and it is working, because when workers arrive to participating farm on the Fair Food program, then they have, their rights protected to speak up. So there is an overseeing of what happens in those channels, and we have been able to clean that the recruitment process in any participating farm, and we're intending to expand these protections through something that was implemented this past October with the United States Department of Agriculture, which is now unrolling a pilot program, the U.S. Stabilization Labor Force, I think is the official name, and correct me if I'm wrong on that. But this is wonderful news, because so far, in the span of about 3 weeks, we have more than 30 farms that have applied, because there's incentives involved in being part of the program, which is considered by the USDA as the highest level in terms of protection for workers, including H-2A, whomever is working in the field. So that will help us to expand this to, I think, 11 more states, 30 plus operations in the US. So there's a beautiful opportunity here. If there are programs that can help us to clean the channels to save people from having to pay illegal recruitment fees that in the cases of modern day slavery are taken, and are enforced with violence, with threats of death for workers and their families. I think that we can do better, and I really commend the USDA for doing this directly to have an impact in the lives of workers, but we need to do more.